Good morning all, hope you're doing well. Quasidb morning bulletin for the 28th of the 6th, 2022. We're coming to the end of the month, we haven't got too long to go. We've got a busy calendar tomorrow as well. We've got Powell speech and Bailey speaking, and we've got some ECB meeting as well in the next 24 hours, so be careful. The 24-hour difference is indicating risk on, however the big picture is risk off. If we move in increments of 1, like you can see, 0.9 is obviously very close to 1. If we keep moving in this direction and this momentum, in 6 or 7 days we'll be risk on at the big picture. And note that the VIX is being crushed and we might break the yearly pivot. CAD strongest and Kiwi is weakest. And there's the high probability trade is the dollar CAD. There's the 24%. So on the weekly and the 5% on the daily. So the daily is confirming the weekly. Okay, so that's that's the trade setup this week. We're still not out of the woods in terms of risk, and that's assuming the herd will short indices and continue to hold onto that bias. That's this here. So they might not. They might actually try and look to buy. If they look to buy, then it's going to go red on the 24-hour difference, and then it's going to make that number get larger, and then we can potentially fall because we need to wipe out those guys. They need to be conditioned to short, which they are currently. And US 30 is very close to flipping over. So I posted something in the technical channel. I'll show you now. There, it's making a buy there. So that's the US 30. And we did flip minus 108 now. And at the time of the bulletin, we were 1. So we have actually flipped to buy since the creation of this bulletin, and dollar Swiss made a sell. So you're looking for positive and a positive number. If they're adding and going long, then it's a sell. Okay, so it should be quite clear. And CAD is strongest, Kiwi is weakest. There's the Kiwi, there's the CAD, and that's exactly proving that the bubbles work, and they actually there's a logic behind them, and why price goes and does its thing is to punish the retail guys, and that's it. The sentimental moves on intraday. And so if you're looking for a setup or system, the bubbles are perfect, depending on your approach to trading. If you're intraday, the bubbles are fantastic. If you're looking for long term, you probably look at the weekly bubbles, not necessarily the average one, but the weekly. This is combining the daily and weekly. This is my preferred bubble chart. It says gold strongest, but if we're talking about currencies, it's the CAD. Okay, so CAD is strongest, Kiwi is weakest. And there's that, so I just talked about. S&P sentiment is very sideways. They might be going long. You can see a little, what's it called? Is it a bitmap or a pixel? There's a pixel just above the 21 moving average there. So they're going ever so slightly long, but it's sideways on the sentiment. We know the US 30 is making a buy. And gold sentiment, there was the sell there. They went long, so price fell. And we broke that support, and we had a retest of that support, and then we fell. We might be making a buy at the hexagon, so be careful. Still inverted, however the 10-year comes up, and then we're not going to get an inversion, so we want the 10-year a bit higher, but probably want these to come down a little bit for risk on, to be honest with you. They're still very high, and we're inverted. But however, VIX is being steadily crushed, so it might be a case of just, it working out over time, and it's just stabilise a little bit and steepen at the long end and shorten down here. SLC update. So the largest move was dollar CAD. Add towards sell. That's correct. Yeah, 8% move. So that's fine. There's the you can see the dollar CAD. It's falling, so that would make sense. The largest stock loss cluster is AU, which is sticking out like a sore thumb. It's huge. Location is 68.75 and the size is 5.6. And just to reiterate, the CAD and Kiwi, that's the trade. The dollar CAD is the high conviction trade. We don't look at the exotic pairs, but if you wanted to, the Kiwi CAD would be good. We had 16 pips profit, which is a modest but yet positive result. And so we won't be getting any Euro USD signals for a while because we're neutral. and we need to be strong buy or strong sell. So this is the reason for posting this, is, you know, in case you're wondering if we're going to get any signals, then you need to look at the technicals. So assuming that the sentiment agrees, we're going to get a UJ buy signal, and we might get a dollar Swiss sell signal, only if the bubbles agree. Okay, so this is the reason for posting this. AU might be moving away from that as well. If so, we just might not get many signals this week, which is okay, because we want to have the technical checks. They're really important. So how are we looking? We've got that ECB forum, so that's ongoing, and we've got the big risk event tomorrow on the Powell speech at 2 o'clock. I think it's actually at 1 o'clock UK time, because we're in British summer time, so this is at 1 o'clock. It might be 2, I need to double check. Enjoy your day ahead, keep calm, always trade safely, and there are my links down there if you wanted to use those. And if you want to help sponsor the videos, then you can fund your account on IC Markets, and then I get a little affiliate fee for introducing you to IC Markets. So there's an option if you want to do that, and you get access to the Quasidb system, which is Telegram and spreadsheet, and our community. So hope you have a good day, trade safely, you should be fine. And I think probably what's going to happen with the CAD is that they're going to hold on, and then they're going to blow themselves up. So keep an eye on that. It might move away, we're quite extreme, so be careful there. We can come a bit lower, but I'll be surprised to see it come much lower, because you know that these corners are in extreme zones where stops are hunted. So be careful, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow morning for the bulletin.